when you put your harness on, you will look at it like this, and this orange loop has to be in the front. So when y'all don't put it on right now, Kristen's going to put it on. Everybody put your harness down. And when she puts it on, she's going to step in these loops just like a pair of pants, and you're just going to step in it.
Sound effects.
And when you get up, you're gonna hold this orange thing right here, and then you're gonna just pull the strap, and you do the same thing on your legs and just make it tight. Katie, you can do it.
What is that? It's just foam.
It's a speckle of wood.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it, but I didn't know.
And make sure your straps aren't legs turned around. That's what they're all straight. Okay, when you walk up to the ropes, just make sure they're all tight. With your fingers in it. Yeah, they should be. Okay, you got it? Okay, when you walk up to the ropes, these right here are called carabiners. So when can y'all both come walk up? And you're going to take this, and you're going to turn this, and you'll push it, and it'll unlock. And you're going to take this, turn around. You're going to take it, and you're going to, you have to get some slack, and you'll hook it to the front of your harness. And when you hook it, make sure it turns and it closes, because sometimes it just does like this, and it'll still come undone. So just take it and push it, and make sure it locks. And then Katie, you're going to come, and you're going to take this one. Yeah, make sure the ropes aren't twisted. Okay, and the first thing, she's called the belayer. The belayer is basically the person in charge of the rope, basically rope management. And her most important job is to make sure there's constant tension in this rope. Like it can't be all saggy, so you have to constantly pull on it. Put your left hand right here, and you're just going to constantly pull. And when y'all are ready to go up, you will look at her and you'll say belaying. So say belaying. She will say climbing, and then you'll say climb on. And when she says climb on, that means she can start going up the rope. And as Kristen will take a step, Katie will just constantly pull down and pull this out. So take a couple steps.
A little workout.
So just pull and pull. Pull. There you go. Stop right there. Pull. Is it tight enough? Now, when you're climbing up and you don't feel like there's enough tension, tell your belayer and be like, tension, so they can pull it up. And then when she's ready to come down, you can go up to the right line. Okay. Yeah. When she's ready to come down, she has to notify her belayer. So she'll say coming down, and when she says coming down, you're going to sit down in your harness, and you'll extend your knees and put them flat against the wall. Knees? Extend your legs and put your feet flat, just like that. And as she's doing that, you will take this rope and put it behind your back. And this device right here, this thing right here is called the gree-gree. And she will take, it's a little hook. This black hook, you will take it and you will lift it up. So with your left hand, take it and lift it up. And it's like a car accelerator. You push it down a little bit, and she will start descending. Just nice and steady. And just kind of let the rope slide in your back hand again. And do a little faster. Just don't push it. And she will slowly come down the wall. Don't press it down so they come crashing down, twist their ankle or whatever. And when she gets on the ground, give them enough slack so they're not, all tight in their harness. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? What's the most important thing for the belayer to do?
Keep tension.
Keep tension.
Not let the partner fall.
Good job. Okay, now I've divided y'all into groups, and it's based on like size. Do not have a bigger person climbing up the wall and like Kristen or Katie being the belayer. You need to have like the same size partner. So, and then the walls are divided into points. You must climb this wall. This wall is a requirement for the class. Everybody paying attention?
Yes.
This wall is a requirement for the class. You cannot move on to the other walls until you pass this wall. When you pass this wall, you can go to the other walls. These walls, 1, 2, and 3 are worth 3 points. Wall 4, 5, and 6 are worth 5 points. Then the other walls, 7, 8, 9 are 7. And these last two right here, the numbers on the top, 10 and 11, are worth 10 points. And when y'all walk around, y'all can see it. Wall 4 has an overhang. You have to go over and then on top. And if you can do that, you get 20 extra points. And the group who has the most points at the end gets extra points from Miss Connor's class. Woo! So y'all all have to motivate. No, you cannot do that. Y'all cannot do that, and y'all can't do this. This right here is called bouldering. You don't use a rope, but we are not doing that today. And what we're doing is called top roping because we're attached to the ground and we're attached to the top. Yeah, and then you undo your carabiner and you just stick it back where you got it. Okay, group 1 is Barry, Hillary, Aaron, Katie, Greg, Lauren, Jordan, and Brittany. Go to this first row.
Now, when y'all put your harnesses on, the way you know it's tight enough, you stick 3 fingers in it and twist. You can move them like all around and it's be a little bit tight. You shouldn't be able to rush them.
Kneel down, bend down, if you can.
You got like a little going on. Low rider.
Christian, you can just stand up against the wall. You okay?
There's the wall.
Okay, everybody, please pay attention.
Okay, well, welcome to the Rock House. Jill did a great job, but legally, I got to make sure you guys know what you're doing before I turn you loose. Because if somebody gets hurt, ultimately, it's going to be the Rock House that they come looking at. So I have to cover a few things. First of all, I have to remind everybody climbing is dangerous. You all signed a waiver, but sometimes you don't read those things. So you are taking a risk here. By signing that waiver, you're agreeing to accept those risks as your own responsibility. You all are not bouldering. She's already mentioned that. You're only going to do the top roping, so we're only going to cover the top roping. Again, the climbing part is easy. This is the part that you need to really know what you're doing. Before I turn you loose, everybody's going to have to demonstrate the skills that Jill showed you before you can go. You have to do them properly by yourself without help from anybody. Okay? Does that make sense, everybody? I don't think you'd want to be up there if you didn't trust the person on the bottom knew what they were doing. So this equipment is all pre-rigged to make it as easy as possible. The way it's oriented right now is the way you want to use it. Point out a few things. The green has a rope that goes up and a rope that hangs down. The rope hanging down is closest to the wall. The rope that goes up is furthest from the wall. And that puts this carabiner in this position. To keep it oriented this way, it's important that you go from the top down to the loop in your harness. Everybody see that? If you did it upside down, it would still work, but you add some twists and tangles that are going to make it a little more difficult. The best place to stand is 1 foot on each side of the anchor and just stand next to the system. So once you clip in, it's pretty easy. The rope that goes up, you really can't protect the climber with it. Common mistake is people just start pulling down on this, and they're not using the device. So what I recommend is only grab the free end of the rope, both hands, and pull up on it. You'll be standing next to the device like this. I'll turn so you can see. Grab this rope with both hands, and as your climber goes up, just pull up hand over hand. Really easy. Okay? Then when we're ready to lower, there are 3 steps. Tell you what, we're going to get 1 person in each group to hook up at this point, and I'll walk you through it. So once you pick 1 person from each group, go row in.
Jordan, you could go for the first one.
As the belayer.
Kirsty?
3 belayers.
For the second one.
Why don't you go for one of them since you won't be able to climb after this? Oh, shucks. Okay, never
I
mind.
need a belayer anyway.
Sarah 8.
Right there.
And if you guys, it's not a, you're in a worse situation back there because you can't see what's going on in front of them. I'd recommend move around to the sides. Don't get in front of them, but get around the side.
Just stay next to the wall.
Just won't tighten. Is this how it's supposed to be?
You can get over there if you can't see. Go on over.
Push it and make sure it's
Because you're going to be left out and lost.
All right, if everybody can see one of these three belayers, remember this process, these people are called belayers, and what they're doing is called belaying. So, point out a few things. Let go with everything. So remember, this rope can't protect them. You're only going to use this rope. Swing it under and to the right of everything you're attached to. Put both hands on it and pull
Pay
up.
attention, Amber.
Pull up till you feel tension. Now, those of you that are not hooked up, can't feel the tension, you can see the way the ropes behave when there's tension in them and when there's not. Okay? Once you're hooked up, you'll be able to feel it. So pull up. How do you know there's no slack in it?
Can't do anymore.
Because you can't pull it anymore. It actually stops. It will pull fairly easily, and then suddenly you'll feel it pump and stop. That's where you know you've taken the slack out. So what you do as your climber's going up the wall, keep your hands on that rope, please. As the climber's going up the wall, you simply keep up with them. Pull up. As they go up, you pull up. As they go up, you pull up. Good. Any questions about that? When you're climbing, going up the wall, that's the only hand position you need. You just continually pull up on that rope. Okay? Now it's lower. Lowering is critical. If you mess up the lowering, this is where the climbers get hurt. There's 3 steps. First step, we call it weight for weight. You're going to wait there with your hands right where they are. Everybody see that? You're holding on to the rope with both hands. You're going to wait in that position until you have the climber's weight. That's the second weight part of that, weight for weight. All right? So we'll simulate some climber's weight. Once the climber puts their weight on the device with your hands in that position, it locks it up. Step 2, take the rope in your right hand, bring it behind your back. And step 3, with your left hand, reach around the front and open up that black lever. Now at this point, you have to put pressure down on that lever stand up, down on the lever to release the grease grip on the rope, and then let the rope slide across your hip. Pull down, Jill, give her some weight. Pull down on the lever, let the rope slide across your hip. Pull down on the lever. All right, that lever, once you get it in the working position, only has about an inch of travel.
That's tight.
It's completely locked,
Very tight.
completely unlocked in 1 inch. You can regulate it in there. One more time. Where do your hands go when the climber's going up? What do you do? Pull, pull, pull.
Both
Pull
hands
till
on
you feel
one
tension.
rope.
Pull till you feel tension. Pull fast. Pull fast. Pull. Pull. Pull.
Oh.
Good. All right, there's 3 steps to lower. What's the first step?
Wait to wait.
Wait for weight. That's right. Okay, so let's assume we've got climber's weight now. What's step 2?
Rope around the back.
And step 3.
Open up the lever.
Pull down on the lever.
Get
Let
it
the
down.
rope slide across your hip. Pull down hard, Jill. She's got to feel some weight on that. You're pushing too hard on the lever. It'll be easier once you have weight. One more time. Where do your hands go when the climber's going up? Pull, pull, pull. Okay, 3 steps slower. What's the first step? Wait. Okay. Let me point out something else while we're talking about this. What I mean by weight for weight. The climber, if you're the climber, you cannot come down if you're still holding yourself up. You're still supporting your weight on the wall. So the position I want the climber to get in is you're going to let go with your hands, sit down in your harness, lean back, and put your feet on the wall. Okay? That's a clear indication that you're no longer climbing, and the belayer knows that they are holding your weight. Step 2. Look at that rope across your hip. The purpose of that rope across your hip is to provide friction. If it's not across your hip, the only thing providing friction is going to be your hand, and it's going to get burned. Okay? So the further you wrap that rope around your hip, the more friction your hip provides. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to see your hand up here, because you're not using your hip at that point. 3rd step, left hand on the left. Okay, pull down. Good. For a lot of weight, Jill. All right. Any questions from you 3 that are hooked up? No questions from anybody else? here's what I'd like to do now. Everybody's going to demonstrate these skills for us with the climb. And just to make this flow efficiently, you have your 3 groups already, and you probably already picked out your partners for the day, but just for this test, this is going to be the test, you're going to demonstrate your skills. You're going to belay. Once you're approved, step up and climb to the next person in line. Once you've done both positions, you're good to go do your climb. Okay? I'll need 3 climbers for the initial test, and you won't step in and belay next. You're going to get behind the line and step up. So just realize that if you're going to volunteer to be the first 3 climbers, you're not going to be the next belayer. You're going to step somewhere back in line. 3 volunteers? Good, thank you, man. Here, that line and stop there. So climbers, your test begins when you say climb on.
Climb on, big boy.
Climb on.
Keep those ropes tight, never any slack in the rope.
Why's it going Duffy? Ooh, Chris. You're a man.
Thank you.
Stop.
Okay. Hold it right there, climbers. You guys that are not hooked to the ropes, I encourage you, don't be distracted by this. That's the funny part, but I'm not going to care how you climb. I do care how you do this. If you're only watching climbers, you're going to step up here and fail the test. All right. What's the first step?
Wait.
Climbers, get in position.
Oh, wow.
Just have got your shin in and between your legs. That's what you're put your feet against the wall. Put your thighs.
There's no way you can fall.
All right, belayers. Step 2. And then step 3. Now, you have a lot more weight on those ropes than you did during the test, so apply that pressure slowly and gradually.
Easy.
And belayers, your goal is to bring them down smoothly and slowly. Under control. Step up and climb for the next 3 that are ready to take the test. And we're going to just continue this until everybody's gone through. All right. And then again,
Oh, Chase is the first one up.
Come on, get up there, baby. Get up there. Get up there.
Go, Kramer.
Yeah.
Come on, Jude.
Chase, you ready?
Ooh, boy. Let me down.
slow.
You ready? Jump in the gutter.
You can do it.
You gotta remember this. Grab that blue. The blue one?